So you see, I wanted to take you guys through just very briefly the container garden because it's changed a little bit. I mean, you can see the dead bean pod and then you see, the tomatoes are still producing, especially these cuttings down here. And I sped it up because I mean it's quite boring to just walk from inch to inch to inch. You can see the purple tomatoes that turned purple. Some of them did. There's still a few that are left now, which you'll see the video of that later. And the flower bed down below is actually just kind of dead grass and a few flowers. The tomatoes are still good. Everything is still, producing, which is kind of interesting seeing how it's been so hot and then lately it's been really cold. Um, we went to Georgia for a couple of days and we came back and the peppers had really just like grown out. The squash that was there is really no longer producing. We cut off a big chunk of it that was just always getting powdery mildew, which was easy to get rid of with a little bit of neem oil mixture, but that's not the point. The point is that it wasn't really producing anymore. The bees had kind of moved on, so there really wasn't a point in keeping it around. So I chopped off about, I don't know, a foot and a half of it, so that was doing okay. And then you're going to follow me around here, and I'm just kind of neem oiling everything before we go because this is actually recorded the day before we left for Georgia. So I'm going to show you the bigger difference in the next garden video, which, is going to also be the container garden, and I'm going to take care of some of that basil. That basil is really kind of like, I don't know, reached its peak, and I don't want it to flower on me before I grab it, assuming, the cold doesn't kill it first. I think the stuff on the porch is relatively safe from, frost and all that, but I could be wrong because, I've been wrong before about our weather. I want to show you guys a little bit of what's been, coming up that I thought, may not make it this fall season, which, a lot of the smaller tomatoes that I just started from seed, they've actually been growing really well. This long tomato plant that you see was sick, the last time that you guys saw it and wasn't doing well at all. I thought it was going to die. And miraculously, it survived and now it's kind of getting in the way. I can barely go down the steps. But whenever I do go down the steps, I think you guys have already seen my praying mantis video, but this was kind of shot while I took that video. This is how I kind of, ran into it while I was neem oiling the plants before I go to Georgia. It's like I almost squirt this praying mantis, which it's fine. I've seen it today, actually. Today is the 9th. Even though this was recorded on the 2nd, I haven't recorded anything since that video because we've been gone. And, you want to enjoy your vacation and not really like do some editing and all that stuff. So that's kind of what I did. But I shot that on my phone, which is like a regular phone, and I've actually dropped it a couple times, stepped on it, sat on it, and, it's got a little bit of a crack and a repair in the screen, but it still worked, right? So I'm doing, maybe not the best I can, but I am using what I have. And even though we did get, if you can see what's on my head, which, well, no, you can't, but you can see what I used it for. And it's a different kind of camera. It's a GoPro. Guess you guys have probably heard of it. So I'm just kind of playing with it right now. We took it to Georgia with us, and I can show you some of that footage also. It's kind of cool. It's a lot better than, using the huge Canon camera that I cannot put on my head without it weighing my head down. Be like one of those Kiko goats with all the heavy horns and stuff. But anyway, it was easy to post, and this one is too. So maybe I'll do a review on it for you guys. I don't know.